I'd like to start by thanking everybody for tuning in today for this very important seminar, which is going to be on 50 scholarship opportunities for graduate studies within and outside Africa. We think this is a very pertinent topic because, especially by this time of the year, people are applying for schools. And one of the problems that most of the people we encounter have is that they get to apply to a school, get an offer, but they don't have the funding opportunity to follow through that application process. And therefore, knowing what scholarship opportunities are out there is critical, not just for us, but also for people beside or around us that we may want to share these opportunities with. That is why this is quite a very important seminar for today. Because especially if you have the qualification and you have the drive and motivation to go and pursue further studies, we think within reason that scholarship should not be the barrier to your being able to proceed to your studies. But these scholarship opportunities would have to be identified by someone and applied for. They don't apply for you on your behalf. So therefore, it is important that you at least know that they exist. That's why we're trying to do this seminar, so that hopefully there will be more people competing for these opportunities, and hopefully there will be more success stories. So with that being said, my name is Zeribe Mosu. I am the founder of the foundation, and we have been doing these seminars now for over a year. And the goal is, generally speaking, to continue to extend information to those who may not have them, to continue to share what we know, and to continue to make ourselves available and accessible, so that if somebody needs help, you can easily reach out to us. And that way, we hope that we are giving back to the society. So now, with that being said, I'll introduce the speaker, Dr. Simeon Eche, who I have to thank for graciously accepting to do this seminar, and also for the time that he invested in preparing his slides. So Dr. Eche did medical laboratory science at the University of Calabar in Nigeria, and served in Benue State, and then later on did his internship at the University of Jos Teaching Hospital. Then he proceeded to do his master's in medical biochemistry at the University of KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa, and then followed up also with the PhD. And I think this is a perfect person to invite for this seminar, because we have always looked out for opportunities in America, in England, or in Australia, or other parts of the world we consider more developed parts of the world. But there are lots of opportunities that are coming out now in Africa. And actually, a new trend is that people are now going to other African countries to take on master's program or take even PhD program, and then proceed to do something else in the Western world. If that is how your own career pathway and trajectory moves you, you take it. Because sometimes in life, not everybody will get it the straightforward way, like stay in Nigeria and get a PhD directly in the US, 5 years funded. Yes, that could happen, good, but it may not happen for everybody. So if something comes out in an African country, take it. And we're using this particular seminar series to raise awareness that there are opportunities also for people to go to somewhere in Africa, do something after having finished their primary study, or I would say undergraduate study in Nigeria, and then subsequently move to the Western countries to take on additional opportunities. So he is a perfect example that this is doable, and it is definitely not anything that will slow you down on your career path. So he did his master's and PhD in South Africa, and he is currently a postdoctoral research associate at Yale University in the US. And for those of you who may know that, and if you don't know, you should know, because this is our educational foundation. We raise awareness of anything educational. So you should know that Yale University is a top university, and people can look that up also on Wikipedia. So again, a perfect example that if you don't get straight to US, take something else and look forward to subsequent opportunities in those Western countries. So his research interest spans cellular molecular biology, molecular virology, immunology of infectious diseases, cancer biology. And he's doing a lot of very interesting stuff. in his postdoc. Actually, at the moment, he has published multiple articles, and he is a co-investigator on a multi-institutional study focused on development of biomarkers for the diagnosis of preeclampsia, is hypertension in pregnancy, and the studying the impact of infectious diseases on preeclampsia and preeclampsia pathogenesis. So preeclampsia is one of the complications of pregnancy. And actually, it's an interesting topic. I did a seminar on that during my undergraduate. And we always also like to emphasize the hobbies, because all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So he just doesn't necessarily spend his time and life in the lab. He has other things. He plays chess, Scrabble, and he likes to watch football. So ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to once again welcome all of you to this seminar series, and to thank the speaker for his time and for the effort in assembling this presentation. Now, Dr. Eche, the floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for the introduction. Okay, like he rightly said, I am currently a postdoctoral associate at Yale University. I did my master's and PhD in South Africa after my undergraduate in University of Calabar. And I actually went to South Africa because I didn't have enough funds to sponsor my education in Europe or elsewhere. And so I had to go to a place where I think I could afford with the money I had saved from my internship. That was how I landed in South Africa. And luckily, when I got there, I didn't have to pay anything. I noticed everything was already paid. I had fee remission and all that. I'll talk about that as we go along. So just an overview of the presentation for today. We're going to be talking about scholarship opportunities within Africa and scholarship opportunities outside of Africa. And most of these scholarships are either funded by the government of the countries where you would go to, universities, research institutes, charity organizations, or corporate bodies. And also talk about the conclusion, and we'll have a question and answer session. Most of the scholarships I'll be talking about in Africa actually come under the Sub-Saharan African region. And also this map kind of gives you a clue of where Sub-Saharan Africa, all the countries in Sub-Saharan Africa are located, right? And the first scholarship on our list will be the Petroleum Technology Development Fund scholarship. So this is a scholarship, I think, that's offered every year to Nigerians. You just have to be a Nigerian to apply for this scholarship and meet the minimum requirements. You have to have completed your NYSC, have at least a 2.2, and definitely if you finish your university, you have your 5.4 level credit. And currently, this scholarship is open for application. So you may want to just go on the PTDF website and see all the requirements, familiarize yourself with it, and then prepare a good application. And also on the list is another scholarship, kind of similar to the PTDF scholarship, the Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas Limited scholarship, offers a scholarship for individuals going to the UK to study. And the minimum requirement for this is a 2.1, and you must have completed your NYSC and just be below 30 years of age at the time of application. And this scholarship funds you up to a tune of about $45,000, which may change depending on what the board thinks. But currently, this is closed for application, and the time of application is usually March to April. You may just want to note this down and correct and consistently check on the website. And the fund, the number of the fund you, if you're interested in a number of areas like renewable energy, environmental studies, engineering, even management sciences, down to like medicine and law. And the next will be the NDDC scholarship, but however, this is kind of limited to people who are from the Niger Delta Development Commission area. So this will not be open to all Nigerians to apply, only people from the NDDC region, that you would have to check the states that fall under the NDDC region. And the scholarship currently is open, and they fund like a vast area of study, which cuts across biomedical sciences, humanities, engineering, like the arts as well, I think. No, the arts are exempted actually. So like, yeah, the sciences, majorly from medical sciences and engineering. So you would want to go on the website and definitely get information on this. So currently this is open. And so the next will be Mandela Rhodes Scholarship. This scholarship actually is awarded by the Nelson Mandela Foundation in South Africa. So one of the requirements for this is that you will need to have your documents evaluated by the South African Qualification Authority for you to get this scholarship. So all you do is just send your documents to the South African Qualification Authority. They will evaluate it and say your document is an equivalent of the degree offered by universities in South Africa. And this scholarship actually funds students in every area from humanities to sciences. And it covers your tuition, covers your living expenses, and eligibility is open to all African citizens. And you must be between the age of 19 to 29 to apply. And the time of call is usually March to April. So it's already closed for the year. The financial value is not stated on the website, but yeah, this covers your tuition, living expenses, and like monthly stipend. From I have met people who have the scholarship, so I know. And the next will be the Pan-African Union Scholarship, which covers master's and PhD studies in about 4 universities in Africa. Like I think one of the universities is University of Lagos. You have one in Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta University, and the other 2, I really don't know where they are located. And but so yeah, so the African Union Scholarship funds masters and PhD studies in those universities. So you would want to check on the African Union website to get information on these scholarships. And eligibility for this scholarship, like I said, open to all Africans and usually open from July to September. And sorry, before I continue, I just want to let you know that most of the scholarship I'll be talking about actually just focused on postgraduate studies, masters and PhD. So not undergraduate studies. Okay, so another scholarship on the list will be the Mauritius Africa Scholarship. This scholarship is funded by the government of Mauritius and is open to all Africans below the age of 35. And the fund you for PhD. For PhD studies, you must be below 45, masters below 35, sorry. And also, you may want to go on the website to familiarize yourself with when this is open, and applicants must have applied for full-time studies to a tertiary institution in Mauritius before you can apply for this. So you can apply for the scholarship at the same time you are applying for your admission, but I think you will be more, at an advantage if you have secured admission into a university in Mauritius before applying for this. So that will give you like more edge in securing this scholarship, and they fund all areas of study from arts to humanities. And so an interesting scholarship is a head scholarship. This scholarship is in collaboration with USAID, and it's hosted by the University of KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa, where I did my PhD. And it comes with a lot of perks, even aside like the stipends you get, right? So it's open to citizens of all African countries. You must hold a master's degree for you to apply for the PhD. And most of the topics they are actually interested in are topics that kind of have impact on like people's communal living, like say, for example, like the impact of HIV on like the socioeconomic status of people, things like that. So those are like the kind of topics they're interested in. They're not really interested in like biomedical research, like lab work and all of that. They're like more interested in like you like showing like that synergy between biomedical sciences and like maybe normal way of living of these people, how you can use your research to improve the way of living of people around, right? And this scholarship funds you up to about 540,000 Rand, which I think is a lot in Africa. If you get this, you should be able to, yeah, live comfortably and even save. I had about 3 people applied for this scholarship and they got this scholarship. So they were my flatmates actually. So, and also an interesting one would be the Sub-Saharan African Network for Tuberculosis and HIV Research. And I have to state clearly here that aside applying for the PhD opportunity in SANTHE, you can also be doing your PhD in Nigeria and get a SANTHE PhD scholarship. I have a friend who did his PhD in University of Tor Vergata in Rome. He's an African, he's from Cameroon. He got the SANTHE PhD scholarship. And also he did his lab work in South Africa. So you see his PhD was in Italy, his lab work was in South Africa, he's from Cameroon. So you don't necessarily have to do your PhD with them. You can also do your PhD in another school, but you can apply for their PhD scholarship. So maybe my slide did not actually capture that, but yeah, I just, it's good I let you know that. And you just have to be an African citizen to apply for this. And though the financial value is not stated, but SANTHE funds you to the tune of about $1,000 every month, because my friend was earning 18,000 Rand, which was an equivalent of, was way over $1,000, was like $1,200 every month. And it increases by 10% every year, or as inflation increases, right? So you want to take that into consideration and just try to look up the website and get more information on this. So a partner agency also institute to SANTHE is the ARI. So ARI and SANTHE are housed in the same building in South Africa, in the school where I did my PhD. So ARI is the African Health Research Institute. And the last time I know, ARI had a grant of over $10 million to fund postgraduate studies for 4 years, which has been renewed for another 4 years, right? So there are a lot of opportunities in ARI and SANTHE, like they work hand in hand, though they are 2 different institutes, but like both of the faculty members in SANTHE, you will find most of them also in ARI. So if they don't have maybe opportunities for you in SANTHE, it's likely they will have for you in ARI. So you want to look this up. And ARI is part of the University College London. So most of their grant and faculty members are part of University College London. So if you are in this institute, it's just like you are studying in London, but just that you are based in Africa. Like we used to tease our colleagues who were in ARI that they were in Europe, because when you go to their labs, you will not know you're in Africa actually. So it's interesting if you get into this place to do your master's and PhD. And the time of call is usually September, and its financial value also is not stated, but it's way over $1,000 every month, that I can tell you. And also, ARI has a collaborative master's with the University College London. Please, you want to also look that up. So another interesting scholarship would be the TWAS scholarship. The World Academy of Science NRF scholarship is a collaboration between the World Academy of Science and the South African National Research Foundation. It's open to all Africans less than 32 years of age, and they fund both masters and PhD. So the subject areas covered are listed from agricultural science, molecular biology, engineering, mathematics, and physics. Okay, and then moving on to another, this would be a university scholarship, would be the Stellenbosch University Graduate School of Economics and Management scholarship, open to all Africans to study PhD in economics and management, and requires you to have a master's. You must have scored at least 65% or above in your master's and at least less than 40 years of age, and the financial value is 138,000 Rand per year for 3 years, which is like $7,700 per year. So the time of call is June to August, so it's currently closed. And also another is the MasterCard scholarship for African students, open to all African students who want to study in University of Pretoria. Covers your tuition and your living expenses. And you must be a resident of Sub-Saharan Africa to apply. And also the financial value not demonstrated. So this is currently open. It's going to close at the end of October. So you may want to do well to check the MasterCard scholarship, University of Pretoria. And also, you also would have to check to see if they need you to have your documents evaluated by the South African Qualification Authority. The next will be also the MasterCard Foundation Scholarship by offered by the University of Cape Town. So Cape Town also, I think should be like the one of the top ranking universities in Africa, if not number one. Yeah, so they offer same program, MasterCard scholarship program as the University of Pretoria, and you must be a citizen of Sub-Saharan African country to apply. But one of the conditions is that you must have been accepted into University of Cape Town for you to apply for this scholarship. Yeah, and it usually opens in April. So if you're interested in applying for this, so I think you can get your documents evaluated by South African Qualification Authority in less than a month. You just need to check on the South African Qualification Authority website to see what they need you to submit. So this also is a WITS Tube Unilag Urban Lab Master Scholarship, which it's offered by 3 universities or 3 institutions. The lead partner is the Habitat Unit Technische Universität Berlin, the School of Architecture and Planning, WITS University, and the University of Johannesburg, as well as the University of Lagos. But the students are based in WITS University. If you apply for this, the students are based in WITS University. I think the mode of teaching definitely will be shared between all those involved in offering the scholarship. So it offers full tuition, monthly stipend, and you must be a citizen of Sub-Saharan African country to apply. Also, you need your documents evaluated by the South African Qualification Authority. And funds, masters and PhD, like I said, they'll be based in Pretoria, in WITS, WITS is in Johannesburg. And currently this is open and will close at the 30th of September. So if you've ever had your document evaluated by SACA, then I think you can apply for this. So yeah, I think most of the scholarships we've talked about are majorly funds people in like the sciences. So we've not really talked about people in humanities and maybe law. So an interesting one would be the scholarship by the Center for Human Rights at the University of Pretoria. So this is for lawyers and non-lawyers who are interested in studying sexual and reproductive rights in Africa. So this is it's a 2-year program and limited to 15 students and funds you to the tune of about $15,000 for the whole program. So it kind of offers a program through blended learning, both online and in person. So you can actually study from your home country, or at some point you have to fly into Pretoria to take some classes, but this is paid for. Your accommodation as well is paid for. So the time of call is usually May to July. So I had a friend who got the scholarship. So yeah. So you just need to write a strong motivation letter, and also you need to say what you want to do when you get into this program, like what your research is going to look like, right? Yeah, you need to make sure like it aligns with what the objective of this center is, yeah. Because I know she had a very strong research proposal when she applied for this. So offered by the same institute is the LLM and MPhil in Human Rights and Democratization in Africa. It's a 1-year intensive course offered by 12 partner universities, but the major center is the University of Pretoria. So this is also offered through blended learning and funds you to the tune of about $15,000. I know like a Nigerian military guy, he was in the Nigerian military. He even served in Liberia, I think. So he got this scholarship and his thesis was on the war in Liberia or something. Yeah, so these are all interesting scholarships, and you get to travel for conferences and you'll be funded. So also the next will be the ACMS full master's and PhD scholarship for study in WITS. So this scholarship is offered by the African Center for Migration Studies and in collaboration with the German Academic Exchange Service. So the financial value is not stated, but it's open to citizens of Sub-Saharan Africa, and you must have scored at least 65% in your master's or your previous study for you to apply for this scholarship, and you would have to get your documents evaluated by the South African Qualification Authority as well. So for those in mathematical sciences, I think this is an interesting one. The African Institute of Mathematical Sciences has got centers in South Africa, Ghana, and Rwanda. So I had 2 flatmates who did their masters in Ames, South Africa. So it's fully funded. Your accommodation is paid for. your living expenses is taken care of, and it's kind of like a residential system where you live in school, you just have to walk down to class and back to your accommodation. So you are funded for the whole period of your master's. So you just need to have a 4-year degree for you to apply for this. You necessarily don't have to get your documents evaluated by the South African Qualification Authority if you're applying for the African Institute of Mathematical Sciences. So you choose to either study in the one in Ghana, South Africa, or Rwanda. So, and they only offer masters. So after your masters, you would have to maybe proceed to a university for your PhD if you want to go that route. And we have the Next Generation Social Sciences in Africa Fellowship. So this majorly funds people in humanities and the social sciences, and it supports you for your dissertation research on peace, security, and development. So that's like the area where they would fund you if your dissertation aligns to this area, right? So the financial value is up to about $15,000, for the whole year. And you can actually be studying in Nigeria or in any university in Africa and apply for this scholarship. You necessarily don't have to apply to any school that is under them or something. So this is just like an organization that will fund you if you're an African doing a research that falls under peace, security, and development. So you must be a citizen of an African country and enrolled for a PhD study in an accredited university in Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, Tanzania, or Uganda for you to apply for this scholarship. So the MIND scholarship also is another interesting scholarship for people in humanities. So offered by the Mandela Institute for Development Studies. So you must be a citizen of Ghana, Kenya, Mauritius, Morocco, Nigeria, Rwanda, and South Africa. And applicants must be enrolled for full-time study for a 1-year or honors degree or a master's degree at one of the MIND's preferred institute before you can apply for this scholarship. And you must obtain the relevant bachelor's degree as well for you to apply for this scholarship also. It covers your tuition, covers your accommodation, your return ticket for studies, and pays you a fixed stipend. And also you may just want to get more information on this scholarship by just going on the website. You will get like full details on all you will need to do to submit an application for the scholarship. So I think this was the one that actually kind of caught my attention the most. And I was actually happy to see that the Nigerian Institute would offer such a scholarship, the African Center for Translational Genomics, which is an initiative of 54Gene. 54Gene is like a genomic institute based in Lagos, and they're actually hitting the airwaves right now and making Nigeria proud. So they're offering scholarships to people studying in Nigeria to the tune of about $4,000 per scholar per year for up to 4 years. And it's open to all African graduates, but I think you must study in Nigeria for you to get this scholarship. You must be a full-time PhD student, and you must be studying, your study area must fall like within molecular genetics, genetic epidemiology, or like related area. So the next will be the University of Ghana and the Tropical Disease Research Postgraduate Scholarship for Developing Countries. So this is a scholarship offered by University of Wits in South Africa and the University of Ghana, funded by UNICEF, UNDP, World Bank, and WHO. And you must be a resident of a low middle income country for you to apply for this below 35 years of age at the time of application. And you must meet the requirement of admission into University of Ghana and Wits University in South Africa. And this scholarship covers your trip to the university of choice, covers your tuition as well as academic fees, your basic medical insurance, pays you monthly stipend to support you. And this scholarship closed 9th of September for 2022, though like I could not really find the time of call, but so just keep in mind that probably maybe September each year, and you may just want to check on the website as well to get like the full information. And the next is a World Bank West African Network for Infectious Disease Masters and PhD Scholarship, open to citizens of Burkina Faso, Ghana, Guinea, Nigeria, and you can have the fund both master's and PhD, covers your tuition and research. And you must be enrolled in one of the schools. So you may just want to check on the website and see the schools that partner with them so that you'll be able to apply for this scholarship. And they also have areas of research such as COVID-19, HIV, malaria, tuberculosis, Ebola, and infectious diseases, neglected tropical diseases. So if you're interested in this research area, then this may be a good scholarship for you to apply for. Okay, so I think I should have talked about this first because I did my master's and PhD here. So, but I just didn't talk about it first. So I did my master's and PhD in the HIV pathogenesis program laboratory, like my lab work was in the HIV pathogenesis program laboratory. So it's located at the Doris Duke Medical Research Institute in the University of KwaZulu-Natal. So this lab actually is funded by the Harvard School of Medicine and the Howard Hughes Medical Research Institute in Boston, Massachusetts. So for you to be able to do your master's and PhD in the HIV pathogenesis program laboratory, it's open to like citizens of all countries, not even just Africa. We had people from even Sweden come to their program when I was there, and you must have a mentor in the faculty. So you can reach out to the faculty, go on the website, reach out to any of the faculty, and then tell them you're interested in the program. And if they're interested in having you come on board, automatically you will get funded. And the next is the Center for AIDS Program Research in South Africa. So it's open to scholars from every country, and the time of call not stated. The financial value as well is not stated, but my friends who were doing their program in Caprice, I know they were funded to up to about roughly say like $800 to $1,000 every year, every month, sorry. And it's an interesting place. Basically, all they do in Caprice is just HIV/AIDS research, from the humanities part of it to the biomedical part of it. So it's open to even people in humanities. Like if you're interested in doing things like maybe attitude, knowledge, and perception, or if you're interested in doing things like gene expression and all of that, molecular biology of HIV pathogenesis, yeah, Caprice is also a nice place to go. So yeah, this brings me to the last slide for scholarship opportunities in Africa, right? And then another thing I want to say is most of the universities in South Africa offer fee remission. What that means is you get admission into these schools, you don't have to pay fees. They offer you a fee remission on the basis that you will complete your studies. So you sign an agreement with them that you're going to complete your study and they're going to give you fee remission. So I got that for my master's. I didn't have to pay anything. I thought I was going to pay fees, and they told me no. If I was going to finish up my studies with them, I was not going to like drop out. I'll be fully funded. But if I drop out, I'll pay them back the fees. So most universities in South Africa offer that program. So you may want to check that out with like University of KwaZulu-Natal, University of Pretoria, University of Johannesburg, and the likes of that.